Hello and welcome to the Communist Croc YouTube channel. Today it is story time, but it's not a personal story. Today I am telling you the story of Wales. You may have heard of Wales and you may not have heard of Wales. But let me tell you, Wales is an amazing country. It is connected to England and it is part of the UK or Great Britain. It is ruled under the same Queen as England, and here's a drawing of it that I made earlier. So now Wales, its main exports are sheep, rain, towns with very large names such as this Lanfair Puigwingil Gogri Chewern Drop Lantiasilia Goch. Yeah, so and it also exports Welsh people. And its main imports are sunshine, food, water, fresh water, because there is no fresh water in Wales, and people, because there are no people in Wales either. Yeah. So Wales has made many great things, such as our very own Lanky Dude 4 has Welsh blood in him, and he requested that I make this video. And also, it is born a very recognisable, distinguishable catchphrase from a Welsh hero no one can remember the name of, and that catchphrase goes, "Whose coat is that jacket?" Anyway, in the country of Wales, they all love sheep, you know. I'm not going to get into too much detail, but sheep have been the lawful wedded wife of many a non-existent Welshman, because remember, there are no people in Wales, only sheep. Anyway, so we must now get into the history of Wales. So, long ago, in prehistoric times, I don't know what happened there. There's people like roaming around, eating food, Ice Age, and they're like, oh, bloody hell, I'm cold, so they snuggle up to their sheep for warmth. But then, the Romans came, I'm sure you know, Romans. So here they are, the Romans came and invaded England in a few thousand, 2,000 or so years ago. Maybe more than that. Anyway, and then the Celts were living in Wales that time. So the Celts were like, hey, why are these Romans trying to invade us? And they fought back. Yeah, so some tribes fought back against the Romans because it's like, hey, why are these Romans come taking our land? That's not their land, that's our land. They're not taking our sheep. So they fought back against the cruel Romans. There were two main tribes, don't know their names, and they opposed the forces. And this occupation lasted for 300 years, and then after the Roman Empire collapsed, the Romans abandoned Wales. And I don't know what happened. There was probably some battles because, as you know, or as you should know if you study geography, once you take the main power out from a location and it gains independence, there is a power vacuum, which meaning the main authority is being removed. So many other people will come and try to fill it and take control, but I don't know if that happened. I just skimmed over Wikipedia to look. So there's probably some battles, some stuff went down. The post-Roman era, we don't care about that. The Romans are gone, okay? So probably some. Let me show you what happened. So it's some mad Welshman with a, well, they don't exist, but some mad Welshman with a mohawk came in and he stabbed the Roman right through the heart. And I clicked red, and he bled everywhere, and they died, and then they left. So that's what happened. Anyway, in the Middle Ages, I don't really know what happened there, but after that is 1066, the battle of Hastings. Yeah, that's where the Normans and big man William the Conqueror came to England, and he says, "Oi, King Harold, you bastard! I appoint myself as the rightful heir of England," and he killed King Harold and took control, which greatly altered the course of England. But we're not talking about England here. So anyway, after this, the Normans. So here are the Normans tried to invade poor Wales again, and the Welsh people were like, "Oh, some more people are coming to invade us." They weren't too happy about that, so I assume they fought back. Again, I'm not fully aware. Let me check. Okay, so I've just looked it up, and then some Welsh people, there's a series of Welsh princes, and they ruled the land. They were appointed by someone in England, I don't know, but Welsh princes. Then there was an Edwardian. These are now the Edwardians. They came in with their damn blonde hair. They came and ended the line of Welsh princes, and they assumed power went that Wales went back to being part of England again. So sad. So then Wales went through another series of someone else called themselves the Prince of Wales, and then Wales was part of England and not at the same time. It's just under the same crown, but it's separate. And then some more Welsh, and then some more Welsh people came and tried to take independence for Wales. Good on them. Stuff happened, battle probably, I don't know. Yeah, so there was an uprising against King Henry IV, I think. Here he is, cheeky man. I don't know what he looked like. He might not have had a beard, but he's got a crown, so that means he's king. So Wales tried to rebel. So here's Wales rebelling. His sword. Then the rebellion was crushed, and Wales did not gain full independence. How sad. And then big man Henry Tudor was born. Here he is. Look at him, cheeky man. And then he came along. Don't exactly know what he did, but he was born. There he is, cheeky man. So he seized the throne of England, and then England and Wales became united as one, and it was all happy. Hey, they all got united under one house, the Tudor house, I presume. But then England abolished the last remaining Celtic traditions. They abolished Welsh laws, and they were then replaced with stinky English laws. How dare they? So then the Industrial Revolution came around. Wales started to industrialise. Here's a factory to show they're industrialising. So they were moving from the primary sector, which is agriculture and farming, that's the same thing, to secondary jobs, which include manufacturing and labour, like factory labour, stuff like that. So yeah, they're developing and improving their GDP, and when you build more factories, it gives people more jobs, and jobs in factories get people who work in there higher wages. Therefore, these people are taxed more, and that money goes to the government, and the government can then spend that money in improving the country, such as spending money on infrastructure and developing services, such as putting money into the education sector and the healthcare sector. And then the government accumulates enough money to build another factory, which employs more people, which means they're paid high wages, which means they're taxed more, and that is a positive multiplier effect, and the government gets more money. But then again, jobs in factories are usually not very safe, especially back in the at the start of the Industrial Revolution, and it was very unsafe. People got killed a lot by the machinery, I mean, pay was better than agriculture, but still, it was very bad agriculture, and it just wasn't very good. And it was very unsanitary. They got polluted, and then Welsh people were like, "Oh no, the bastard factory is giving me a disease. I'm going to die." And then the Welsh people died. And that's why there are no more Welsh people living in Wales. That's why only sheep, and sheep are immune from the toxins from industrial factories. Yes. So in the First World War, Welsh people went off to fight in the trenches. So there's England, there's Germany, and Austria-Hungary is firing ammunition at each other. And so yeah, the Welsh people went to fight in that. Well, because they're part of Great Britain, they were kind of obligated to. But and then during that, in 1916, about halfway through the war, there was a great feat for Wales, since this, don't know what he looked like, or just assume he looked like this. Some man, David Lloyd George, became the first Welshman Prime Minister of Great Britain. So big ups for Wales. That was very good. But I mean, they were in war, so I don't know if he was a good Prime Minister or not. Don't need to look into it. Then later on, the Labour workers, the workers of Wales, started shifting towards the Labour Party and socialism. Political views changed. They became Labour. I don't know. Things happened. And then in the 1920s and 30s, Wales went through an economic slump, and everyone was poor. This person's very sad because he can't afford a new jacket. He's a very sad Welsh person. He can't afford any more sheep. He's so sad. He can't afford sheep. What's your life come to when you can't afford sheep, honestly? And then in 1925, something was formed, starts with a P, can't remember the name even though I just read it, and they wanted full independence of Wales from the British. But I mean, they're still part of Great Britain, so I'm assuming that didn't work. Then in 1955, the great city of Cardiff became the capital of Wales. Some fun fact for you about Wales. So yes, that is Welsh's history. In their government, there is the minister. There is a secretary in the UK cabinet. There is a secretary of Wales. So Simon Hart, he looks like this. Oh, he looks a bit scary there. He's the Secretary of State for Wales. Look at him, he's so happy. He's a Welshman. When you're Welsh, you have everything to be happy about. Anyway, that's a fun fact for you. Their climate, it's always raining, I assume, and the only time they get sunshine is because they import it in, as I said earlier. They have to import their sunshine, and that's their climate. It's cold, but at least you're Welsh. So other things, they've got the big ups NHS. They have the NHS on their side, so they got free healthcare, and they've got free education, I presume, unless some people want to go to a private school. And the language they speak, speak either Welsh or English. They've got plants there. They've got vegetation. I'm gonna think of other things to say about Wales. Yeah, their largest religion is Christianity. You can worship other religions. So I mean, it is a free country after all. You've got freedom of speech, and you've got choices you can make for yourself, which is very good. And in the way of creativity, literature, don't know. They make no music. Like, can you name a music artist from Wales? That's what I thought. Anthony Hopkins, though, who played Hannibal Lecter, comes from Wales, I assume. I think he does, yeah. Yes, Anthony Hopkins comes from Wales, and he's a cool man. He listened to thrash metal once. And what they eat, all they eat is stew. That's all they eat. And that literature, they don't know how to write. They only know how to draw sheep, and all their art consists of sheep. And that is everything you need to know about the great country of Wales. So I hope you enjoyed this informative video about the country of Wales. And remember, everyone, let's get Wales independence. I know a lot of people watch this channel and it's very influential, so if I say it here, it'll become possible. Let's get Wales independence. This is the end of the video now, and remember, keep on being Welsh if you are Welsh, and if you're not Welsh, what are you doing?